what a trip. It has been actually really, really good. Anyway, more of that later. So after leaving Sorenberg, I ended up here. Okay, so it's day 10. It's the 18th of September, early morning, and I'm just going for a walk in the lovely town of Riquewihr in the Alsace, French Alsace. Now, I've probably, well, definitely pronounced that completely wrong, because obviously it's got a very weird combination of consonants when it has to an English person. I'm sure Thomas will be able to put me right. So, as you can see, it's a very medieval town. It's very close to the place where I stayed before, Riquewihr. It's only a few miles away. But this one feels kind of, I don't know, a lot less Disney-fied. It's very, very beautiful and tranquil. I mean, it's the kind of village that, you know, you could imagine in a Grimm's fairy tale. It's absolutely gorgeous. Grimm's fairy tale, or did anyone ever read Shock-Headed Peter? My God, that was terrifying, that was. And I think that was a German, you know, kind of folklore story, you know, designed to scare the kids into good behaviour. God, it was terrifying. I think it was about some giant kid who used to cut your thumbs off. Awful. Thomas, please advise. So, just carry on with the walk. So today I've got a bit of a long schlep up to Namur, so I'm heading home now. So I think that's around 250 miles. But the weather, for the first time, is warm, it's not windy, and it's not wet. And the forecast is it's going to stay like that for the rest of the day. How good is that? Just as I'm going home. Brilliant. So just coming up to the tower. We'll go to the tower. So we'll stop by the fountain. So apologies to anyone that has problems with their waterworks, because this is going to set you off. Ah, good even flow. It's exactly what you need. Lovely. So, sorry about that. Right, we'll go to the tower gates. I mean, how gorgeous is this? It's like Willy Wonka should have his chocolate factory here. Riquewihr, pronounced wrongly, famous for lots of things, obviously being fabulously preserved, but I'll tell you what, the food around here is incredible. And they seem to be, obviously, big on wines. I love Alsace wines. I had a glass of Gewürztraminer yesterday that was just delicious. I'm not sure if I managed to say that right. And also seem to be big on nougat, ginger cake, obviously cheese, and all types of sausages, which obviously I don't eat. But anyway, so we'll head back. That's up there. A woman on a horse. Go and have a look at her. That's Josepha. Yeah, that's forbidden to climb. Yeah, well, no need to tell me that. Yeah, so I don't know who she is. Looks very nice, huh? We'll go through the tunnel again. Do like a good portcullis. See, the town is just waking up. Somebody must be getting ready for Halloween. So we've got 3 gorgeous witches here. Nice, eh? Ah, wait a minute. Something here. Something interesting. Let's have a look. La Légende de Sorceries. So, must have had witches in this neck of the woods. Love a good witch. Yeah, it's just a shame. I wish I could speak French, I really do. I mean, it is terrible being English, isn't it? You know, like I say, didn't get much further than second year French. I wasn't very good at school anyway, really, to be honest. I was quite good at chemistry, but that was mainly to do with Miss Walker, the teacher. You know, so I used to pay attention. Used to like a white lab coat. But anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. I need to get to Namur. None of this fussing about. Right, talk to you later. Right, hello again. So you find me at a rather miserable service station in Luxembourg, but I've just filled up the bike. So since leaving Riquewihr earlier this morning, so I've just cranked out about 160 miles in about 3 hours non-stop. So that was really just to break the back of the journey. So as you can imagine, I spent most of that on motorway. So on the ADV, I was doing around an indicated 75 to 80, which is a real GPS verified. It's about 72 to about 75, and the ADV is perfect at that kind of speed, getting high 60s to the gallon. Really stable. So yeah, really good. And yeah, felt nice and relaxed, felt dead comfortable. So yeah, 3.5 hours on the bike, and it's been fabulous. And I'm glad I've got the camera pointing this way, because just in front of me there's a bloke having a wee at the side of the road. Anyway, so what the plan is now then is I'm going to ask the Garmin sat-nav very nicely to plot me an adventurous route over to Namur, because I've got plenty of time now, so I've done the bulk of the miles, so I fancy a few twisty bits and pieces. And this is where the Garmin GPS took me, an absolutely fabulous road. It was about 30-40 miles outside of Namur, and it was totally brilliant. Okay, so you find me in Namur. So arrived here about an hour ago, and as you can see, the weather is absolutely gorgeous. So you can imagine what I'm going to do. I'm going to be straight into one of those bars and have a couple of beers and something to eat. So did the Garmin Zumo GPS, did it sort itself out and give me a good road to ride? Yes, it did. It took me down, I think it was the D30 or the N30. Really cracking road, really swoopy and lovely and gorgeous. So I sort of almost forgive it, and that's a shame, because I did have a good joke lined up. So I was going to say that the road that it took me down wasn't really that adventurous. It was about as adventurous as, say, rather than going to your local chip shop, you go to one up the road that's been recommended by a friend, because it's a great place to be. I mean, I'm wasted, absolutely wasted. Anyway, so this is Namur, looks lovely. Couple of Belgian beers, I think. Can't have too many because I've got quite a long ride tomorrow back up to Amsterdam. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, that's it. Namur, might go up and have a look at the Citadel first thing tomorrow morning. But overall, a cracking day. It's 23 degrees, it's dry, it's sunny. This is what holidays are all about. I'll see you later. Well, it's the last day of my holiday. I've just arrived at the port of IJmuiden, so the port of Amsterdam. I think you pronounce that something a bit differently. Is it Marden or something? So I'm probably pronouncing it completely wrong. So I'm just here on one of the docks, just having a look around before I go and embark on the ferry. And what a trip. It has been actually really good. I know I complained about the cold weather, and I tell you what, it was blasted cold. But actually, the 2 or 3 good days that I've had, and today's been great as well. I mean, you can see by the weather and the sunshine, it's just brilliant. So yeah, just about to go home now. So I've only got another 60 miles to do, and 58 miles of that is in the UK. So the ferry is just over there, so I'll be getting on in a second. So I think just a few very quick things that I'd like to say, particularly about the scooter. Yeah, it's been fabulous. I don't think there's much that I would want to improve. Well, actually, there are a couple of things, but they're only first world things, and you know what they are, and you're going to laugh at me now. I'd like a little light in the petrol filler thing, so that you can see how much petrol you're putting in. Because it's kind of like between your legs and it's kind of quite deep down, it's difficult to see how much fuel there is in there. And I think a little light, a little vanity light for the petrol, would be quite good. Or maybe some kind of nozzle that you could... So anyway, I'm talking nonsense. That's about the only thing. It's been supremely comfortable, obviously totally reliable, really economical. I think I've just clocked up about 1,600 miles now, and it's just been brilliant. It's been really good. Right, I suppose I better get on board this ship, and I will see you in a bit. Cheery bye. Okay, so I'm going to head off to the duty-free shop now. I'm going to have a squirt of perfume, you know, just as you do, and then I'm going to buy something for the wife. So I think a litre bottle of Drambuie, you know, that's her favourite. That should put me in a good books, and you know, that should keep her going for the next couple of days. Okay, so as you can probably tell, I'm back in the rain-lashed streets of Berwick-upon-Tweed, but I had a fabulous time. And what you're looking at the moment are just a few bits and pieces of footage and some still photographs from the trip, which you may not have seen yet. But all in all, a really fabulous trip. And this is the last video of the holiday series. However, there will be a companion piece where Katie will interrogate me about this holiday and also trips in the past that I've done, particularly those to the Middle East. So there might be some told stories and some very difficult questions.
What's the difference between a bike and a scooter?
You've already asked me that question in rehearsals. But all in all, this trip was totally brilliant. The ADV was great. I did 1,800 miles, average 77 miles per gallon, and I spent around 100 quid on petrol. I had no mechanical issues, and the keyless ignition was absolutely flawless all the time that I was away. So I sort of almost trust it, and I almost like the Garmin GPS. So on that note, thanks to everybody that's commented on the previous videos. Hope you've enjoyed them, and I will see you later.